Children, today a very pleasant day to you. Today we are going to ponder on this lesson number 5, which is acids, bases and salts. Introduction. In this chapter, you will learn about acids, bases and neutral substances called salts. Do you know why certain substances like orange juice, lemon juice or curd taste sour? This is because the substances contain acids. The word acid comes from the Latin word acere, which means sour. Okay, you may have noticed that your bathing soap becomes slippery and bitter in taste when it is mixed with water. All soaps contain a substance called base. Other examples of substances containing base are baking soda, washing soda, etc. Bases are substances that can neutralize an acid's chemical properties. Whether a given substance is an acid or a base is determined with the help of another substance called indicator. All this will be studied in detail in this chapter. So let's begin with the acids. The chemical substances present in some food items which give them the characteristic sour taste are called acids. Food items such as lemon, orange, tamarind, vinegar and milk contain acids of different food. Now here are some citrus fruits which are really yummy. Here we have the grapefruit. This looks to be a tangerine. This is the kiwi and this is the orange. Okay, here we have the lemon and this is sweet lime. Got it? And if you have not ventured into the grapefruit, please try it. It's really yummy. Now, different types of acids. The acids which are obtained from natural substances are called natural acids. For example, citric acid is obtained from the citrus fruits such as orange, lemon, etc. Tannic acid is obtained from tea and acetic acid is obtained from vinegar. The acids which are prepared synthetically are called artificial acids. For example, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. As per their strengths, acids are of two types, strong acids and weak acids. Hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. are strong acids. Acetic acid and oxalic acid are weak acids. Acids which are obtained from minerals are called mineral acids or inorganic acids. For example, hydrochloric and sulfuric acid and nitric acid. The acids obtained from biological sources are called organic acids such as citric acid, acetic acid and lactic acid. These acids are present in the bodies of human beings, animals and plants. Some organic acids and their sources are given in the table below. Okay, now acid, and this is the source: acetic acid, vinegar, citric acid, citrus fruits like lemon and orange, malic acid, apple, tartaric acid, tamarind, grape, lactic acid, milk, curd, tannic acid, tea, carbonic acid, carbonated drinks, formic acid and sting. Now this is really scary, isn't it? Oxalic acid, vitamin C, that's in spinach. Amino acid, citrus fruits, proteins. Alright, acids can also be classified as concentrated or dilute acids. A concentrated acid is an acid which is either pure or has a high concentration, whereas a dilute acid is an acid having low concentration. If the hydrochloric acid consists of hydrogen chloride gas dissolved in small quantity of water, then it is known as concentrated hydrochloric acid. If the same amount of hydrogen chloride gas is dissolved in more water, the strength of the resulting acid reduces. The acid is then said to be diluted. Thus, an acid is concentrated or dilute depending on the amount of water present in it. Now, let's see what this do you know have for us. Our body contains an acid, the deoxyribonucleic. What is it? Deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA, which is present in our cells. DNA is the genetic material of our body. It controls every feature of the body, such as our looks, color of eyes, height, etc. Now, this is the DNA molecule, children. Okay? Now, coming to the properties of acids, the following are the properties of an acid. Acids are sour in taste. Acidic substances have a pH less than 7. Strong acids have a pungent smell. They turn blue litmus paper into red. They react very quickly with metals and liberate hydrogen gas. Acid reacts with bases to form salt and water. Now, acid turns blue litmus red. What does it do? What does acid do? It turns blue litmus red. Acids, especially strong acids, can destroy organic matter like paper, cloth, wood, etc. Acids corrode metals such as iron and aluminium. Therefore, they cannot be stored in metal containers. Usually, glass or plastic containers are used for storing acids. All mineral acids can cause burns on the skin. Therefore, they should be handled carefully. Acids are soluble in water. A dilute solution of acid can be formed by adding water to it. In this process, a large amount of heat is given out. For this reason, it is dangerous to add water to an acid without taking proper precautions. Acids always react with active metals. The hydrogen atoms present in them get replaced by the metals, leading to the formation of salt and hydrogen gas. Now, aluminium plus hydrochloric acid gives aluminium chloride plus hydrogen. Iron plus sulfuric acid gives iron sulfate plus hydrogen. Zinc plus nitric acid gives zinc nitrate. But less reactive metals like copper, silver, gold, etc. do not react with acids, as these metals cannot replace hydrogen, from acids. No hydrogen gas is released. Acids react with the bases to form salt and water. These reactions are called neutralization reactions. We will study about it later in the chapter. Now, what is this about? Sulfuric acid. What are the precautions like? It's hazardous, extremely corrosive, it's an oxidizer, requires protective equipment. Now, this acid needs to be handled carefully. Got it, children? Now, let's see the use of acid. Sulfuric acid is one of the most commonly used in laboratories. It is used in preparing drugs, plastics, etc. It is also used in preparing fertilizers like ammonium sulfate and many chemicals like copper sulfate, etc. Sulfuric acid is also used in the car batteries. It is extensively used in textile, paper and leather industries. Now, here the sulfuric acid is being used in car batteries. Now, after sulfuric acid, we have the hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is one of the strongest acid medium. This acid has different uses in different industries. For example, it is used to clean boilers. This process is called descaling. It is also used in purification of salts and in manufacturing of other chemicals like ferric chloride, etc. It is used in oil industry to dissolve oil-bearing rocks and in preparing aqua regia. 3 parts of concentrated hydrochloric acid and 1 part of concentrated nitric acid, which is used in various laboratory and industrial reactions. Now, going further to the nitric acid. Nitric acid is mainly used in manufacturing fertilizers such as ammonium nitrate. It is essential for the production of explosives such as TNT, that is trinitrotoluene, and RDX, Research Department Explosive. It is widely used in extraction of precious metals such as silver and gold from their natural forms. Now, from acids, let's go to the bases. The substances that are bitter in taste and are soapy to touch, such as baking soda and soap solution, are bases. Bases are mostly used in household items such as detergents, dishwashing liquids, and soaps. They are also used in antacid tablets and syrups to get rid of acidity in the stomach, as they neutralize the acid and give relief. Some common bases and their sources are given in table 5.2. Okay, common bases and substances in which they are found. Ammonium hydroxide in window or glass cleaners. Magnesium hydroxide, milk of magnesia. Calcium hydroxide in lime water. Sodium hydroxide in soap. Potassium hydroxide also in soap. Okay, sodium hydroxide is a common constituent of soaps. And these are soaps. Which is a common constituent? Sodium hydroxide. Now let's go further to the different types of bases. Bases are also of two types, depending upon their strength and action. Strong bases and weak bases. Common strong bases are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. They are corrosive to skin. Caustic means corrosive. Therefore, these bases are called caustic soda and caustic potash respectively. Magnesium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide are some weak bases. Now let's see what this do you know has in store for us. Magic ink can be prepared by using baking soda solution. Write something on a white sheet using baking soda solution. Rub a slice of fresh beetroot over the message written. The message will become visible. Wow! Children, please try it. Superb, na? Magic. The bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. For example, sodium hydroxide, that is the chemical formula for this is NaOH, potassium hydroxide KOH, barium hydroxide BaOH2, etc. But there are some bases that are either partially soluble or insoluble in water. Such bases are not called alkalis. For example, magnesium hydroxide. Okay, this is the formula for it. Ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, are only bases but not alkalis. Therefore, it is said that all the alkalis are bases, but all the bases are not alkalis. Now, this is an important statement, children. All alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Bases are turned red. Bases turn red litmus blue. What do bases do? They turn red litmus blue. Properties of bases. All bases have some unique features. They are bitter in taste and are soapy in touch. They turn red litmus blue, phenolphthalein solution, pink, and become yellow with methyl orange solution. Bases are corrosive to skin and they conduct electricity. Bases react with acids to form salts and water. Potassium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid give potassium chloride plus water. Ammonium hydroxide plus nitric acid gives ammonium nitrate plus water. Sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid gives sodium chloride plus water. Now let's see where the bases are being used. Bases are commonly used in our daily lives. From preparation of soaps to synthesis of many useful compounds, they find extensive use in industries as well as in household works. Sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is commonly known as caustic soda. which is an important base and widely used in industry and laboratories. Industrially, it is obtained from electrolysis of brine solution, that is salt water. It is mainly used in manufacturing soaps and detergents, in manufacturing paper, rayon, textiles, medicines, etc. as a lab reagent. Ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide is an important base and widely used in various industries and laboratories. It is used as ink or stain remover and to clean general household articles in manufacturing fertilizers such as ammonium nitrate, in manufacturing nylons, plastics, dyes, etc. Let's go further to calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is commonly known as slaked lime. It is extensively used in whitewashing of houses, as a cheap quality cement, in preparing bleaching powder, in neutralizing acidity of soil. Soil becomes acidic due to excessive use of chemical fertilizers. In acidic soil, plants cannot grow. Adding slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide, to acidic soil makes it suitable for plant growth. Now let's see what this Do You Know have in store for us. Waste from many factories contain acids. If such wastes are released into water body, it will harm the aquatic plants and animals. Therefore, the factory waste should be treated with calcium hydroxide to neutralize the acid before the wastewater is disposed of into water bodies. Next, let's see who is this. This is Gilbert N. Lewis, was born in 1875 and lived till 1946. Gilbert N. Lewis was an American physical chemist. He did his undergraduate study at the University of Nebraska and received his PhD in chemistry from the Harvard University in 1899. He is best known for his contributions to thermodynamics, the discovery of electron pair model of the covalent bond, the electronic theory of acids and bases, the separation and study of deuterium and its compounds, and his work on phosphorescence. Okay, so I want you to do research about him and prepare a mini booklet or something about him, children. Now, activity 1, mix some water with lemon juice in a beaker. Put a drop of the solution on a strip of litmus paper with the help of a dropper. Do you find any change in the color? Repeat the same activity with the blue litmus paper. Note down if there is any change in color. Now, further we move to magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is commercially known as the milk of magnesia. It is an important antacid used to neutralize acidity caused due to excessive secretion of hydrochloric acid in our stomach during digestion process. Okay, so that was about magnesium hydroxide. Okay, and what it is commercially known as milk of magnesia. Now let's move on to the indicators. Indicators are the substances which, when added in a solution, show a change in color, indicating whether it is an acidic or basic solution. Indicators also help in comparing the strength of acidic or basic solutions. Chemically, indicators are weak organic acids or bases that change their color with the change in the nature of the medium. There are many natural indicators present around us, like turmeric, litmus, China rose petals, etc. Okay, some commonly used natural indicators are discussed here. Now this is lichen. What is it? It's a lichen. Now let's go to litmus. The most commonly used natural indicator is litmus. It is extracted from lichens, a symbiotic association between alga and a fungus. What is lichen? It is a symbiotic association between an alga and a fungus. This is how it looks. Then coming to litmus, shows us purple color in distilled water. When added to an acidic solution, it turns red. When added to a basic solution, it turns blue. Litmus is used in the form of a solution as well as in the form of strips of paper called litmus paper. Litmus paper are generally of two types, that is red litmus and blue litmus paper. Turmeric. Turmeric powder dissolved in water is also used as a common natural indicator. It changes color from orange to red in basic solution. That is why a turmeric stain on white cloth turns red when it is washed with soap. It is because of the soap solution in basic in nature and changes the color of the turmeric stain. Okay, now this is the turmeric powder. This turmeric juice turns red in the presence of a base. This is how the turmeric is. It's yellow, but in the presence of a base, it turns into red. Now let's go to the China rose indicator. China rose petals, when kept soaked in warm water for a while, makes water colored. This colored water may be used as an indicator. This indicator turns acidic solutions to dark pink, that is magenta pink. That's my favorite color, children. You surf the net as to how the magenta color looks, and basic solutions to green. Okay. Now see, this is how it takes place. The acids turns the juice of China rose to dark pink. Bases turn into green. Okay, let's see what this activity 2 has in store for us. Prepare red cabbage juice. You can see plenty of red cabbage and it tastes yummy too in the market. So let's prepare the red cabbage juice by boiling a piece of red cabbage in water. Use it as an indicator and test the acidic and basic solutions using it. Present your observations in the form of a table. Now, acids turn the juice of red cabbage red and bases turn it to green. This is how the solution turns over here. Okay, did you get it, children? Here the acid turns it. What is it? This is the solution when we do it. Okay, this is here the solution of red cabbage and when it's into acid, and here's the solution of red cabbage when it's with the base. Let's go further to the synthetic indicators. The indicators that are artificially prepared in laboratories are called synthetic or artificial indicators. Common synthetic indicators are phenolphthalein, methyl orange and methyl red, etc. Now coming to the phenolphthalein, phenolphthalein is a colorless indicator. It is colorless in acidic medium and turns pink in basic medium. It is colorless in acidic medium, but whereas it turns into pink in basic medium. And it's commonly used in laboratories. Methyl orange is an orange pink colored indicator which is orange in acidic medium and yellow in basic medium. This is how it happens. Okay, so this is an acidic medium and here the color difference in the basic medium. Color of methyl orange in acidic and basic medium. You have seen it over here. Okay, take some, let's see what is this activity 3. Take some common acids and bases from your school laboratory. Test whether they are acidic or basic using different indicators and record your observations in tabulated manner. You should take the help of your teacher to perform the tests. So let's see how soon we can do it. Okay, children? Now, this is the activity 4. Observe the change of the given test solution using the following indicators and note down your observation. We will do this practically, children. Okay? Neutralization. When an acid reacts with a base, salt and water is formed. Such reactions between acids and bases are called neutralization reactions. Acid plus base gives us salt plus water. Sulfuric acid plus sodium hydroxide gives sodium sulfate plus water. Now, this is the activity 5. Observe the neutralization reaction between hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide base by using phenolphthalein indicator. The activity must be performed under the supervision of your teacher in the laboratory. Okay, activity 6. Collect soil samples from the 4 different areas like your garden, school ground, meadow and a park in your locality. Find out whether each of the samples is acidic, basic or neutral using different indicators. Suggest steps to neutralize the effect of acidity or basicity of the soil. We will see how we can do it during classes. Okay. Now when an acid is mixed with a base, both solutions neutralize the effect of each other. When the acid solution and a base solution are mixed in optimum amounts, both the acidic nature of the acid and basic nature of the base are destroyed. The resulting solution is neither acidic nor basic and hence is called a neutral solution. In a neutralization reaction, heat is always evolved. The evolved heat raises the temperature of the reaction mixture and it becomes hot. Also in neutralization reaction, a new substance called salt is formed along with water. Salt formed may be acidic, basic or neutral in nature depending on which type of acid and base is used. For example, when nitric acid reacts with magnesium hydroxide, which is a base, magnesium nitrate, a salt and water is formed. Nitric acid plus magnesium hydroxide gives magnesium nitrate plus water. Now further we move to the salt. Salt is a compound formed by the neutralization of an acidic acid with a base. A salt contains a positively charged ion, an atom which has an electrical charge called cation, and negatively charged ion called anion. The anion is contributed by the acid and the cation is contributed by the base. Salts are named on the basis of the name of their cation contributed by the base and the anion contributed by acid. Some common salts and their cations and anions are given in this table here. Name of the salt, sodium carbonate. Cation, that's formed from the metal or base, is sodium. Anion from acid is carbonate. Potassium nitrate, potassium and nitrate. Copper chloride, copper and chloride. Calcium sulfate has calcium and sulfate. Ammonium chloride, ammonium chloride. Aluminium sulfate, aluminium as the cation and sulfate as the anion. Now let's move further to the preparation of salts. This is how the copper sulfate looks. Okay, it's a colored salt. Salt can be prepared by the following reactions. By the reaction between acid and the base, for example, common salt is prepared by a reaction between sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. By the reaction between an acid and a metal, in this reaction, the metal displays hydrogen from the acid to form a salt. Thus, salts may be defined as a compound formed by replacing the hydrogen of an acid by a metal. Let's go to the properties of salts. Salts are colored or colorless solids. They generally have high melting and boiling points. Usually, they are soluble in water, in molten state as well as in aqueous state. Salts conduct electricity. Okay, this is sodium chloride and it's a colorless salt. Which is a colorless salt? Sodium chloride. Uses of salt. Following are the different uses of salt. Sodium bicarbonate is commercially known as baking soda. It is used in bakery as it releases carbon dioxide, which is CO2, gas on baking, which makes cakes, pastries and breads fluffy. It is also used to neutralize and sting, which contains formic acid. Sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is used as washing soda in detergents for washing and cleaning things. Okay, now let's go to soap and its preparation. Soaps are sodium salts or vegetable oils with sodium hydroxide. They are prepared by heating vegetable oil with sodium hydroxide, that's caustic soda, and then adding common salt solution to separate soap from the solution. Soaps are used for cleaning purposes. Now this is the preparation of soap. This is how the entire procedure takes place. This is how we get the soap. Alright, I will show this to you practically during the class hours, okay, through screen sharing. So let's go to the points to remember. Acids have a sour taste and they are corrosive in nature. Bases are bitter in taste and soapy with a soapy touch. A salt is a compound formed when an acid reacts with a base. Acids and bases are tested by indicators which indicate the nature of a substance. Litmus is the most commonly used indicator. Acids turn blue litmus red and bases turn red litmus blue. Acids react with metals and release hydrogen gas, and they decompose carbonates to release carbon dioxide. The reaction of an acid with a base leads to the formation of salt and water, and this reaction is called neutralization reaction. Now let's go further, and finally I must say to the important definitions. What is acid? It is a type of compound that contains hydrogen and dissociates in water to produce positive hydrogen ions. What is a base? A compound which combines with an acid to form a salt. What is an indicator? Substances which show a change in color when brought in contact with acids and bases. What is neutralization reaction? The reaction of an acid with a base to form corresponding salt and water. What are alkalis? Bases which are soluble in water. What is salt? The new substance formed by the reaction of an acid with a base along with water. Now children, that's the end of the lesson. Hope we had a lovely time. Please go through this again and again so that the things seep into your brains. Got it? Have a nice day. Thank you.